Good morning. Today we are going to continue with the first exercise of linear function and relation, right? The first exercise is on page number 71. In the previous video, we completed first two questions of that exercise of that page, right? Now we are moving on to the next question. This is question number 4a. Once again, a reminder, all the viewers to please keep your textbook open when you see this video. Question number 4 is, create a table of values. Create a table of values to represent the function fx is equal to 4x minus 3. For this given function, we are asked to create a value table for at least 4 values of x. For at least 4 values of x. So, we are going to create a value table for this given function. Value table. This value table we will create for at least 4 values of x. Okay, 4 values of x. So one will be, this is for x and this is for fx, right? Now for 4 different values, so we need to have 4 columns. 4 columns. Is it okay? Now the format, the table is, the format is ready. Now we are going to start completing this value table. This x is independent variable, so we are free to take any value of x. Okay, so suppose if I take the first value of x as equal to 0, we can take any value of x, which could be positive, it could be negative, 0, any number, right? Then another value of x I will take is x equal to 1, then I can take is x equal to 2, and then I can take x is equal to 3. Is it okay? So we have taken any random 4 values of x. Now each value of x will give a particular value of fx. Okay? So let us put it, so 4 into 0, 0 minus 3 is minus 3. So for x is equal to 0, your fx is equal to minus 3. Likewise, now x is equal to 1. So 4 1s are 4 and 4 minus 3 is 1. So for x is equal to 1, the corresponding value of fx is 1. Likewise, now 2. So 4 2s are 8. 8 minus 3 is 5. So for x is equal to 2, your fx is equal to 5. Now the last value of x is 3. So 4 3s are 12. 12 minus 3 is 9. This is your value table. Is this very clear? So in the first part, we were asked only to make the complete the value table with 4 different values of x. Is it okay? Now the part B of this question. Part B of this question, it says what? Explain why the table suggests that this is a function. Now, using the table, you have to give the suggestion, you have to give the reason, you have to give the justification why this function is, why this given table describes the function, that this is a function. This is very simple. This is because for each value of x, for each input, there is one and only one output. And that is how this table suggests that this is a function. Is this okay? So the reason we write is, since each value of x has a definite and unique value of fx, right? Therefore, table suggests that it is a function. It is a function, right? Again, another part of this question, silly question. Already we have given the reason that why this is a function, why this relation is a function. We have already given the justification. Then again they are asking, how can you be sure that it is a function? how can you be sure that it is a function? So to reconfirm that this table is a function or this relation is a function, what we can do, one more thing we can do in order to prove that the given relation is a function is to make the graph of this. By making the graph of this, we will be able to confirm it. So let us draw the graph of this. This is y-axis, right? Now when I draw the horizontal axis, I will look into the values, right? So maybe I'll draw from here, because the positive value of fx is more, and fx will be along the vertical axis. So we can plot here, we can now do the division. This is x-axis, this side is negative. So 1, this is 1, this is 2, 3 and 4. This is -1, -2. Likewise here we will have the divisions. Is it okay? And then above the origin also we will have the divisions. Now how are we going to choose the scale along the y-axis will depend on your value. The maximum value is 9. Minimum value is -3. So I am going to take one unit as equal to 2. So this is -2, this is -4. This is 2, this is 4, this is 6, this is 8, this is 10 and then 12. Last time also, some days before, in my previous videos, I have already said that there is it's compulsory that you need to have the same scale along the two axes. We can have different scale along the two axes. Here we have taken 1 unit as equal to 1, and along vertical axis we have taken 1 scale as equal to 2, 1 unit as equal to 2. Is this okay? Because of the numbers that we have. Now we can plot 0, -3. So x is 0 and y is -3. So this is your x is 0, -3. Then x is 1, 1. X is 1, 1. So it will be somewhere here. X is equal to 1, 1. Then is x is equal to 2 and y is equal to 5. X is equal to 2, y is equal to 5. So this is your 2 and 5. Then last is 3 and 9. This is 3 and then 9 will be somewhere here. Is it okay? So we have got all the 4 points. Now we can join it. We can join it. So this gives you the graph of a straight line, and then to confirm that this is this relation is the function, we can drop a perpendicular, and the perpendicular will cut this line at one and only one point. This is how it indicates or it proves that this given relation is a function. Is it very clear? Thank you. Next question is question number 5, right? This question number 5, we are given a relation, and now we have to create a table of values and draw the graph. We are asked to create a value table and then draw the graph. So let us first of all create a value table. Now this is a quadratic function. This is a quadratic function because the degree of this function is 2. The highest power of the variable is 2. So this is said to be a quadratic function. Now when we make the value table for a quadratic function, we should make a value table for 5 different values of x, right? You will get the best graph. Is it okay? So let us see how do we do this. Value table, we are going to make value table for 5 different values of x. Is it okay? So first of all, we will have the first horizontal for first row for the x value, another row will be for fx value. Fx is also seen as y. This is 1 value, this is 2 value, this is 3 value, this is 4 value, and then one more. We will have this 5 values. 5 values. All right. Okay. For the quadratic, if possible, as far as possible, let us link this with the vertex form. If you can link this quadratic equation with the vertex form, the work becomes even more easy. Without linking also we can do, but if it is possible, then you can link it with the vertex form of quadratic equation. Your work will become more handy, right? So I see this as when I see this as a vertex form, I will write this as x minus 0 whole square minus 1. Can I say this? There is no harm, right? There is no harm of writing this into this format, because x minus 0 is again x only, so it remains as it is, right? But this has lots of benefit from here, because now this is the vertex form of quadratic equation, so it's very easy for us to get the coordinate of the vertex, right? So here the horizontal translation is 0, so x value is 0, right? X value is 0, and then y is minus 1. Is it okay? Now first of all, before I complete this table, let me draw the coordinate. One, two, three, four, 5. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4. Positive 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? This is your x and this is your fx. This fx is always y. Now, my x is at 0. Right? X is at 0. This is 0. Right? This point is 0. Okay? Now this point is 0. We will think of this one little late. X is equal to 0 and minus 1. Right? Anyway, let us plot this coordinate x equal to 0 and y is equal to minus 1. So x is equal to 0 here and y is equal to minus 1 here. So this will become the vertex of your graph. Is this okay? Now what we will do is, when we choose the other values of x, keep in mind that you should have two values on the right side and two values on the left side of 0. Clear? So two values on the right side. This is your vertex, right? And on x-axis it is 0. So two values on the right side. That means I will take x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. So I can take x is equal to 1 and x is equal to 2. What will happen is, then these two ordered pair will go on the right arm of your parabola. Right? Now I am going to take two values on the left side of this 0. So one I can take this minus 1, another I can take this minus 2. So minus 1 and then minus 2. The benefit of this will be that now these two values of x will give me the 2 points on the right arm, and that's how the parabola will be very much balanced. Now let us put and then calculate the value of fx. So first of all, this x is minus 2. So minus 2 square means 4, positive 4. Positive 4 minus 1 is 3. Alright. Now x is equal to minus 1. X is equal to minus 1. Minus 1 and then whole square is 1 only, and 1 minus 1 is equal to 0. So this is 0. Is it okay? Now x is equal to 1. X is equal to 1 and 1 square, right? So 1 minus 1 is again 0. Now x is equal to 2. So 2 square means 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. Is it okay? Now let us see. Minus 2 and 3 first of all. Minus 2 and 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. Is it alright? Now minus 2 and 3. Minus 2 here and then 3 will be somewhere here. Okay? Then minus 1 and 0. Minus 1 and 0. Minus 1 and 0 will be this point. This is already plotted. Now 1, 0. 1, 0 will be at this point. And then 2, 3, 2 and then 3 will be somewhere here. Now all the 5 points are plotted. Can you see? Join them with a free hand. This is a parabola. Is it okay? So this is the first part of your question, is create a table of values and draw the graph. So graph is completed. Now the part B of this question is, how do you know that the graph represents a function? How do you know that the graph represents a function? Is because if I draw a perpendicular, right, passing through the parabola, then the perpendicular will always cut at one and only one point, and this indicates that this graph is a function. And I don't need to have any perpendicular because already this y-axis can be seen as a perpendicular. So when you can see this y-axis, it cuts this parabola at only one point. And therefore, this graph represents a function. Is it okay? So the justification is, since perpendicular cuts the parabola or the graph parabola at, since the perpendicular cuts the parabola at only one point, is it okay? So the given graph represents a function. Hope I made you very clear. Yes, thank you. Now we are moving on to question number 6. Question number 6. It's a very simple question. Sonam drew several different right angle triangles. Sonam drew some right angle triangle with base 10 centimeter. With base 10 centimeter, right? Like this. Sonam drew some different right angle triangle with a fixed base of 10 centimeter. Is this very clear? But different angles at the same base. For each different angle, she measured the hypotenuse, right? Like I will show you. Let me take this as a perpendicular. Now look here. Sonam drew some different right angle triangle on the same base, right? With the same base, right? But with different angles. So one time with this angle, right? Next time again she drew at this different angle. Then again she drew the triangle at another third angle. Again she drew a triangle, right angle triangle on the same base with this angle. Again she drew a right angle triangle on the same base with this angle, right? Again she drew, so like this, she drew some many right angle triangle on the same base at a different angle. At a different angle, right? So what do you notice? These are all called as the hypotenuse. Are these all the hypotenuse same? No, obviously not. By looking also we can say no. That means for each angle, for a particular angle, she has got a particular length of hypotenuse. Means different angles, she got a different hypotenuse. That means for a particular angle, she got a particular hypotenuse, right? So no two angles have the same hypotenuse, and this indicates that this table is a function. Because if I take this angle as an input and this hypotenuse is as an output, so for every input there is only one and only one output, right? This angle has only one output. Each angle has only one output, and this is the indicator that this table describes a function. This table describes a function. This is a very simple question. It is only a reasoning question. There is no numerical behind it. Is this very clear? So with this, we are ending the exercise on page number 71, right? Thank you so much. Hope this video will help you.